Welcome everyone. My name is Susan Patterson. I'm the host for this YouTube channel, and I'm thrilled to be able to have here today my friend and associate in the fight against human trafficking, Patrick Erlandson. Patrick, welcome.
Thank you so much, Susan. I'm so glad to be here.
Yes, me too. Patrick's going to be sharing about this film and arts festival that he organized and produced, which is a very powerful way to raise awareness regarding human trafficking. Just to give you a little background on Patrick, in 2012 he began leading the prevention subcommittee of the Long Beach Human Trafficking Task Force. He has become a speaker and activist and organized a number of events, such as 2 youth exploitation safety symposiums for the city of Long Beach, and he founded and organized 2 FatherCon conferences and 2 See It End It art and film festivals, which we're going to hear about today. I will be doing an interview with Patrick on his FatherCon conferences that you can find in this video, where Patrick shares about how fatherhood reduces vulnerability of daughters to becoming trafficking victims. Patrick assumed leadership of Men Standing Against Trafficking in Long Beach and led a demonstration against human trafficking every month for 4 years until COVID, on a portion of the track commonly used by traffickers in Long Beach. With a focus on prevention, Patrick has presented workshops on the link between human trafficking and pornography around Southern California. So Patrick, how did you get the idea to use the arts as a way to raise awareness regarding human trafficking?
Well, it was interesting. I had just given a training about pornography and human trafficking, and I was talking to someone out in the parking lot afterward, and just talking about like the premieres. There were all these film screenings about human trafficking, and I thought, what if we got everyone together? What if we got like the arts together, not just movies, not just films, but if we got the art community together to start sending out a message of what's happening with human trafficking, to raise awareness, and that could lead to prevention. And so it started as this kind of kernel of an idea to just go beyond having a screening here and a screening there, and you had to be on somebody's website, and you had to get notified in somebody's newsletter to where to go. But instead, if we had an event where we really drew together all the people that are invested in and concerned about this issue, and then make it something that they could bring the community to. So it was an interesting idea, because we originally got really attacked for calling it a festival, and this conjures up kind of celebrating and in something kind of more festive, and human trafficking is anything but festive. What's happening to human beings. But I really stuck to it, and I wanted to have it as a festival because I think we need to start envisioning the end of human trafficking. We need to start envisioning success. We need to start celebrating that actually when we come together as men and women, as we come together and start saying human life is much more valuable than allowing our daughters and our sons to be used as a commodity and having their lives and their dreams and their hopes crushed from them. When we start to come together to celebrate like an idea, and this hope and dream that we as human beings can live fulfilled lives, follow our dreams, that is energizing, and that's something to be celebrated. And so
Yes.
It's not just being against human trafficking. It's not just like standing against this evil, but really, how do we start to celebrate what we can be to each other, how we can be supportive, how we can envision a world where children are not being forced to make bricks all day, every day for no pay, or harvest chocolate, or the sex trafficking industry and the porn industry that's just built on the backs of our children being used and abused as a product.
Yes, so I can tell you as someone who's been to the See It End It Film Festival, the energy was really high, and it was festive because it was about hope. It was about what people are doing that are making a difference. So while the subject is dark, there is a festival type of atmosphere that actually draws people in. And I know one of the complaints that people have when they talk about sharing this with their friends or trying to get people involved is it's so dark an issue, they shy away.
Right.
And when you bring hope to this issue, which is actually one of the missions of my YouTube channel, is to talk about what people are doing, what's making a difference, it does raise people's spirits, and it does draw them in, which is what this festival has done.
Yeah, it was I mean, the comment that we got after the first festival, which was a live event, after that, people came up and said this was fun. And that was not what I expected. but it was a very welcome response. But because people were together with people who cared about someone that they were maybe never going to meet. And you had this energy of compassion, this energy of concern, this energy of actually wanting to do something. And the reason we called it See It, End It, because we didn't want this to be just a passive sit there and watch a movie and go, oh, that's a shame, that's terrible, let's go home and have a beer and forget about it. But we wanted people to immediately engage, that there is something that you can do. If you're a soccer mom, if you're a baseball coach, I mean, whatever it is that you do, there is something you can do to help us bring an end to human trafficking. So that was the intention, was having the awareness. It's an awareness event. We really want people to know what's going on and to put a face to it and see it and emotionally respond to it through the arts, through film and music and dance. But then we want you to take that next step, and you
Yes.
can do something.
Yes.
That's important.
Yes, and I know, and I want you to tell us the statistic is a lot of people felt very comfortable inviting their friends and family to this event
Yeah.
because it was about films, and there were all these awesome artists doing dances, and it was so entertaining, and they felt so good about it. And their friends and family learned about human trafficking. So, what percent of people let you know in their feedback that this is the first type of event they had been to regarding human trafficking?
So the first event that we held, it was, I believe, over 60%.
Wow.
Were attending a human trafficking event for the first time.
Yes, and that's unusual because most of our
Right.
conferences, 90% of the people who come already know
Preaching
about
to the
human
choir.
trafficking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted something, I envisioned something different, because we put on conferences before, and conferences are really important because you need to get into this is a complex issue, and there's many layers to what happens in human trafficking, and we need conferences to really kind of explore things more deeply. But this is where it's an emotional experience, and it's something where you start to feel empathy, and you start to feel this is the reality for another human being.
Yes.
And if that's through poetry, through music, dance, film, it starts to become real, and it starts
Yes.
to crack into your heart, and then you start envisioning, I can actually do something. There's a part
Yes,
that I can play this.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Fabulous. So why don't you give us an idea about the scope of this event, like how many
Okay.
films and vendors and like that, so people have an idea.
Okay, well, we've done two, and so the first event was a live event. It was a Friday night and a all-day Saturday. We incorporated a program for children, and we're going to do that again, where we're educating children in a very fun environment. We had that dog take a bite out of crime. He was there. We really wanted to make kind of a fun environment for children, but then teaching them how to be safe online, because most of the grooming that's now happening, the recruiting and grooming for trafficking, is happening through the internet and through even children's programs. You think your kid's safe at home playing a unicorn game, but predators are going where kids are. So we wanted to have a way to educate, children as well as the parents. So we incorporated that. So the first event was a live event. We had two venues where we had like the films and activities. The second one, because of COVID, we had everything arranged. We were going to block off the street. We were going to have a stage. We were going to have performances outside. It was going to be this amazing environment of music and dance and joy around bringing an end to human trafficking. And then that came crashing down because of COVID. So we had to kind of reshuffle, reorganize, re-envision, how we could still have a film and art festival during COVID. So last November, we had over 25 films. We had a 6-day event online with over 50 speakers. We had keynotes, we had panel discussions. What we really wanted to do was highlight what's being done and how you could either participate and join somebody who's already doing something, or if there's something that's missing in your community, you can envision how you can start to fill that gap. So it was an amazing event. It was broadcast around the world. We had people from Africa, from Ireland, from Asia, all kind of tuning in, and it lived beyond just those initial 6 days. People could go back and watch later, and the films were incredible. Most of them are short films. Some, like, they were narrative films. Some are documentaries. So you get educated through a narrative film different. It's a different type of education or stimulation that you get from a documentary and you get from a narrative film. So we really want to have a balance of the two, and having stories around survivors. What is their real experience?
Yes.
Because there's a lot of deception, a lot of misunderstanding. A lot of people have no concept. They have a pretty woman concept of the escort business, and they really have no clue as to what the daily grind and misery and brutality of this industry is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So what difference do you feel this event is making?
Well, I think it's made a huge impact already. We had thousands of viewers of the online version, which is we're now building and gearing up towards 2022. So we're going to have a hybrid event. It's going to be a live event that you can come join us, meet the filmmakers, meet people that are actually doing the work on the ground. But also it's going to be broadcast to the world. So you'll have an opportunity for months to be able to tune in, see the films, engage. And our hope this year for the 2022 event is going to be to have local churches, local organizations. We partner as a nonprofit partner with the YWCA. And so we want the individual branches of the Y to broadcast the event as part of their support for whatever they're doing within their local Y. Or your church, if your church has a human trafficking ministry, you can bring your congregation together. You could have your own local band play and then broadcast the event. So this becomes a teaching tool that can be so useful to the community. So we're really excited about that, putting something together that can have legs. It can really travel the world and impact people. And it's, again, going back to hope, it's not enough just to make people aware of that this problem exists, but people have to start envisioning how in big or small ways they can start to protect the lives of children and start to protect people who are most vulnerable to being exploited. And so that's what we want to bring. This coming event, there's two things we're going to add. We've covered, foster care. We've covered, the labor trafficking. We've covered a lot of different aspects of human trafficking. But this coming event, we're gonna bring and highlight what's happening to the Native American community, because it's really overlooked. The exploitation, the murder of Native girls, the Native population is really high, and so we're gonna highlight within the See It End It Festival really what's happening to the indigenous people around the world who are being exploited and brought into either the sex trafficking or labor trafficking. So that'll be one part. We're going to continue working with foster care. Foster care is just massive, the vulnerability of children in the system that are then vulnerable to being exploited. So we want to continue with foster care, labor trafficking. If you're an artist, if you're a filmmaker, if you're a singer, dancer, whatever area of the arts that you're involved in, we want you to be a part of See It End It, and really to make a difference. And the experience for so many of the singers and dancers who participated last time was extremely positive, because you're actually doing something. You're taking the art that you already love and making it a contribution to ending the enslavement of other human beings. So please consider that. So send me information to info@seeitendit.org, or the website is seeitendit.org. So seitendit.org. So contact us through the website, and we really look forward to hearing from you. And you will not regret it. This is something that's going to reach out to the world, and it's something that really gives hope. I was contacted by survivors who ran across it or were referred to the film festival, and how encouraged they were and empowered by what they saw happening through film and arts. And as we have more survivors contributing, it's giving them a voice to really protect others, to save others from going through what they went through. So please join us. This is an amazing event of hope and really being touched by the arts. And so please participate and See It End It. I look forward to seeing you live and in person in 2022, and online everywhere in the world. Thank you.
Love it. So for those of you, one thing Patrick mentioned is that what uplifts people is knowing about something they can do. And as you know, if you've seen any of my videos, I wrote the book, How You Can Fight Human Trafficking, over 100 ways to make a difference. And the training video section of his channel is based on that book. So if you're looking for something to do, just go watch a video in the meantime while you're waiting for this conference. Please do support our work by subscribing to this channel and liking and sharing this video and providing great comments. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.